Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of my Moon Signs of the Zodiac series. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about what it means if you or someone that you know has your moon in the sign of Leo. Now, to understand what that means, we first have to understand what does the moon mean in your birth chart. Well, the moon is the part of ourselves that represents how we nurture ourselves, how we meet our emotional needs. It represents the emotions. It represents, the stuff that we need to feel safe, secure, and just grounded. It also represents our automatic behaviors, kind of automatic conditioning patterns, well-worn grooves in our behavior and our coping mechanisms, coping skills, things like that. It's the things that we need for emotional fulfillment in order to feel good, and to feel like we're in control, and to not feel like we are to not be incredibly uncomfortable. There's these represent things that we need in order to feel secure and safe and validated and in control of ourselves. So it also represents the relationship that you had with your mother growing up as well. So your moon sign can, depending on what it is, it can represent the kind of person that she was, the kind of experiences and relationship that you had with her growing up as well, and also the way that she ultimately, and you learn from her to be emotionally. A lot of that comes from the mother, and if not from the mum, not everyone has a mother. Then any parent or any guardian that did provide emotional nurturing and stuff like that. So it could actually represent experiences with the father, but typically and traditionally it represents the mother. So when it comes so basically it's what you learned growing up and what comes naturally to you and what's automatic, and stuff that you're good at, really, because you live it and you experience it, and it's who you are. So when your moon is in the sign of Leo, to understand what the Leo moon is, we first have to look at the fact that it's a fire sign. So it's fire, so we're talking passion, heat, creativity, love, generosity, expression, very expressive and very honest, very bold and bright, and sensitive as well. So its element is fire. The Leo is ruled by the sun. So it's interesting to have a moon sign, Leo, as your moon, because this sign is actually ruled by the sun. So in a sense, you're almost bringing that sun energy to the moon, which is kind of an interesting juxtaposition. And we'll talk a bit more about that after. So and another thing to know is that it's a fixed sign. So we got cardinal signs, fixed signs, and we got mutable signs. So fixed signs represent exactly as it sounds, fixed. So stable and consistent, a little bit resistant to change, or a lot resistant to change, can be stubborn, set in their ways, but also just kind of just like very fixed in who they are, and everything like that. So maybe not so adaptable, but consistent and persistent. And it's also the fifth sign in the zodiac, which means it is at home in the fifth house. So it doesn't matter where your moon is, where you have your Leo moon. When it comes to understanding the sign of Leo, it pays to understand that we're talking about a sign that is intrinsically linked with the fifth house. And what is the fifth house? So it's the house of creativity, self-expression, bringing things into the world. That includes children. It's the house of living in the moment, the spotlight, the house of fame and regality, and creativity. I said that it's like kind of childlike spirit. So the fifth house is just very fun, lively, creative, expressive, all eyes on me kind of energy, as opposed to other people and the community. So, and another way to understand the fifth house better is to understand what is the opposite of the fifth house. It's the 11th house, and that is the house of community and humanitarianism and the human family. So the fifth house is the opposite of that. It's the house of the self. It's the house of me. It's the house of what I want to do and what I'm doing and what I'm creating and what I want, yeah, what I'm about. People seeing that and admiring you for that. So that these things, we already have a very strong idea of what Leo is. Is all of those things like intrinsically linked with the fifth house. So when your moon is in the sign of Leo, we're seeing someone that is proud person. Very, yeah, it's just very important. There's just an innate kind of need for pride, or a need to feel. It doesn't have to be pride in a negative way, because I think there is positive manifestations of what pride can be. So a healthy pride, like being able to hold your head high and like be like, I look good and people think good of me, and people like me and people can see that I'm doing well. That's a Leo moon thing. Like they're gonna want and need people to see them like doing well, and that's important. So we do see maybe some self-image being tied up in other people's perceptions of them a bit. That's kind of the human condition, but this is even more true for a Leo moon. They need popularity, need people to like them. And it depends on the other things that you have going on in your chart, of course, but generally this tends to be the case more often than not with a Leo moon. These people are warm, generous, kind-hearted, yeah, often very super generous, and have a lot of time for people, have a lot, like want to help people, want to support people, want to be, and I don't want to reduce it to just doing these things because they want it for their self-image. Like they want to do these things because they genuinely like that feeling of helping people. But being seen as being generous and being able to provide for people, that doesn't hurt either. That doesn't hurt them either. People seeing them for those positive attributes, but they tend to be like warm-hearted people. Yeah, need for self-expression. Yeah, so they're one of the more expressive signs for a moon sign, and I would say that because they're a fire sign. You know, um, so they can be emotionally very expressive, maybe some anger coming out as well with that fire. I forgot to mention with Leo, it's associated with the lion. So, yeah, power, pride, centrality, regality, the color gold as well. So there's a sense for the Leo moon person of like, I will provide for people and I will look after people and I will, yeah, like by doing these things, it almost allows them to have a feeling of power or centrality around their community or their family or their friends. And this doesn't have to be in a tyrannical way. It can be. The shadow side of a Leo moon, or just Leo in general, is uh, tyranny, like being like a tyrant kind of thing. I believe Mussolini was a Leo. I'm sure he was a Leo. Um, it doesn't have to be expressed in that way though. So with Leo as well, Leo moon, there is a strong connection to the inner child. There is a love for, yeah, fun and creativity, and this is not one of the moon signs that takes themselves super serious. There are some other signs that are like that. Leo moon, they definitely like, yeah, really like to live big. It's a lot of fun, creativity, joy, self-expression, living in the moment. That's important for them. Life is, it's almost like a stage. When I think of Leo, I think of the stage, I think of the spotlight. And so they like to have fun, you know? They're there's a big creative, as I mentioned, creative streak with Leo, and that also extends to music as well. So Leo Moon, they need to express themselves artistically and musically, absolutely. These are passionate people, and yeah, I'm probably going to need like a creative outlet. So with Leo, in general, I think they are sensitive to other people, sensitive to criticism. It's almost like they're like a Leo moon person, maybe like a big kid almost. And I don't know why I'm thinking especially Leo moon men, probably yeah, women as well. But there's a sense of like wanting to be seen as like cool, and uh people like them and think they're great and all that. However, that wrong words or someone being critical of them can really take the wind out of their sails really easily. It can really turn them into like the wounded lion, you know. And yeah, so they are very sensitive to criticism. So other people, I think, actually have a fair bit of power over a Leo moon's emotional state, just because like they could, because a Leo moon does rely so heavily on the validation and admiration of other people, that you know, if someone really wanted to hurt them, it wouldn't be difficult. That wouldn't be difficult for a Leo moon, because their self-esteem is more wrapped up in how other people see them than most moon signs. So as a child, they may have been spoiled by their mother. Chances are their mother was very proud of them, and they were very proud of their mother too. Or they are proud of their mums, and yeah, just like a lot of sunshine, warmth, and admiration, pride. They are very, very proud. So I think, yeah, when I think of this for like how their relationship with their mum was growing up, probably just, yeah, a lot of it's a lot of pride, a lot of attention, and I don't know. Again, I'm thinking the boy is like a little prince almost, you know, or princess for girls. Because at Leo, we have that regality. We got the gold, we got the crown, we got the lion, we got the centrality. So I get, and then their mother may have been a very fun person, very popular as well, and yeah, just a lot of like love for life there, you know, and also powerful women, uh, powerful around the family, um, well known, well liked, you know. So I see a really good connection there with the mother, with the Leo moon, and yeah, so Leo moon probably very popular, or if they don't have a lot of friends, I think they have a lot of yeah, like respect or renown, or is this is something that they need? If they don't have it, they're probably n- their emotional needs might not be met like so much. I think there can be a temper here with like I mentioned that briefly with the Leo moon, just because it's a fire moon. It's a fire moon. It's also fixed, so it's a fixed fire moon. So fixed signs for the moon can be stubborn, or often stubborn, or often like I don't want to change. I don't want to budge my position. This is how I am. This is it, you know. And then with the fire, there can be just you know, a real temper or a ferocity. Fire and fixed is a fire that doesn't go out. So there's just a real consistency there. So they can be like kind of, yeah, like hot headed and unwilling to change their their minds about things, you know, that fixed sign resistance to change kind of energy, you know. So yeah, I would say just that this is one of the more fun loving and warm kind signs. This isn't one of the signs that are going to intellectualize their emotions or run away from their emotions, or not be comfortable with their emotions. I would say with the Leo moon, they are comfortable with it. Like they know how to feel things. They're not ashamed of their emotions. They have a rich emotional inner world that they don't run away from. They may immerse themselves in that, especially things like music or alcohol or other people. I don't know, just certain ways that they might use to kind of bring their emotions out or indulge in their emotions almost. So I think, yeah, I can definitely see that with the Leo moon as well. So definitely, yeah, just definitely very, yeah, fun loving, popular kind of energy as well. So that probably concludes that for this video. If you liked this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, leave a comment if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, bye for now.